Jacob, y'all. I said, okay, now he suggested couple counseling. You mad about that? I said, just get a divorce at this point, cause he trying to work on it, but you giving him a hard time. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review with Life Justice for Beyond the Gates, November 3rd, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on the episode. Nothing really happened. Nothing really happened. I was waiting to see Bill and Haley. I was waiting to see them because I want to see if she poisoned him again. But yeah, what y'all think of the episode? Nothing really happened. I don't think that Vernon is cheating. He may be trying to surprise Anita. Since it was Sharon that was there, I'd say maybe she helping him with the singing lessons and stuff like that. I don't think they should be meeting up at a hotel, but okay. Okay. I don't think he cheating, y'all. I don't know until we actually see the episode. I don't think he cheating. But yeah, I'm gonna give a quick summary and then we just gonna talk about everything that happened. Naomi's still mad. Brandon's sneaking around with Sharon, but it's not what it looked like. It's not what it looked like, y'all. It's not what it looked like. Leslie and Eve were just talking about how far they've come, everything that Ted said. They're basically trying to force Ashley to set a wedding date. And Anita and Laura was just working on the event. But okay. So, on today's episode, we're gonna start with Vernon, Anita, and Laura. So Vernon was on the phone with somebody. He was sneaking on the phone with somebody. At first, I thought they were gonna show Anita listening and stuff like that, but I think she was just on the piano playing music and stuff. So then he went in there. He started trying to offer to help plan the fundraiser or whatever the event that they planning and everything. He was singing and she was telling him basically he couldn't sing. So I'm assuming that it's singing lessons or some other way he's trying to surprise her. But yeah, so he was trying to help her and stuff like that. So then he ends up contacting Laura to come there. So she ends up helping her. He ends up leaving. He said he had to go somewhere. Laura and Anita was working on the event, and she said she made a comment. She made a comment, and Anita was trying to see what was wrong. She ended up saying, what she said her boyfriend's name was? Dave. If I'm not mistaken, she said Dave. So they having trouble in paradise. That's all they was talking about. Then they showed Vernon. He was meeting up with somebody. They had already showed on the preview that it was some woman or whatever. I did not see the face. I don't know if anybody else saw the face, but I did not see the face, so I didn't know that it was Sharon. I didn't know it was Sharon. So they showed her whatever. She was just talking about her flight, or they was talking about her flight and everything. And then he went in there and they closed the door, and I said, it's not. It can't be what it look like. I said, it can't be. Everybody ain't no cheater now. It got to be some couple that make it, y'all. It got to be. I mean, this is a soap, so, it's not unheard of that everybody on the show cheating or sneaking around or lying or something like that. But I think that maybe he's trying to surprise her. We'll see. Maybe on tomorrow's episode, maybe later this week. I don't know. But I know that she noticed that he be sneaking in line and stuff. That's because she already spoke on it. She definitely did. But yeah, that was the last thing that happened with them. What's next? Eva and Leslie. So Leslie ends up saying that they just got their dream come true. She ended up hugging her, and Eva was making this face like she didn't know what was going on. So she was like, she heard about Ted and everything, about him telling her to call him dad and stuff. I said, you give Leslie an inch, she take 3 miles. She somehow thinks that this works to supposed to get her family back and everything. I think a spoiler said something about that on this week's episode, how she's hoping that Ted gives her a chance. But they saying that Ted's supposed to have something going on later this year with Shanice. I don't know how true it is, but that's what they saying. And I said, now they were just on good terms. He was saying how they could be friends, and she still want him. She still want him. She still feel like this is her opportunity. I don't know. How did y'all feel about the whole scene with them crying and talking about the past, and Eva felt like she just came along and destroyed things for her mom and stuff, and she was just reassuring her that wasn't a or whatever. And I said, well, the way you acted, I don't know how to feel about this scene. Because on one hand, I'm like, okay, there was a nice little moment where Leslie finally showed her daughter that she loved her and stuff and expressed her feelings towards her and everything. But on the other hand, it's like, do y'all believe it, considering everything she did? She unlocked the gun in the closet. She with the police in her direction. I don't know. It's kind of hard to believe at this point. I don't know, man. I really don't know. How do y'all feel about it? Let me know. But yeah, I said you get her in. She take 3 miles. She still wants Ted. She said about her because first Eva was just expressing everything that her dad said to her and everything. So she's like, okay, what did he say about me? So she told everything that Ted said about her. She was just saying how, she was shocked that he said any of that. And she was talking about how they could be friends. You want him still. She still want him. I was like, she still ain't went to jail. I said, on that side of thing, I do say, hold on. I had to turn it off, y'all. I will say, Leslie, and y'all know I always say this. Leslie, to me, makes the show interesting. I don't like when she go overboard, but she definitely makes the show interesting. But on the other side of things, I'm betting. I've been waiting. I was about to say I'm been waiting. I've been waiting on her to pay for what she did. I've been waiting on her to pay for what she did. Now, I thought they was gonna do a whole storyline because people were saying how, because Kat is the one that planted the evidence that they weren't gonna be able to use it and stuff like that. I was waiting on them to focus on that, but so far nothing, y'all. So far nothing. I mean, they have been showing Laura lately, so maybe they're gonna eventually talk about it. We'll see. Um, I don't know how to the moment because it's on one side it's good that she finally told her daughter how she feels. Leslie tell her even that none of what happened to her is her fault because she felt like it was. Um, Leslie ends up saying how she did some things that she regrets. I said, do you really regret it? I think you're gonna do something else stupid. I think you're gonna do something else crazy. I think it's only a matter of time. But yeah, that's how they was talking about, y'all. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like Leslie's character. Some people don't like Eva's character. I think Leslie make the show interesting. I don't like when she goes aboard, like I said before. With Eva, I was saying how, her mama told her a bunch of lies. Of course, she gonna believe her mama. Like, people don't like to admit that, but then lately, the things she been doing, she been acting like a mini Leslie, like Leslie Jr. So I don't know. I want to see Eva with Isaiah as of right now. But with the way things going with Jacob and Naomi, I don't know now. I really don't know now. Naomi and Isaiah may have something going on because she at this point, like, she the want to avoid the conversation, then she want to talk about it, then she don't want to talk about it, then he try to offer a solution, then she get mad at the solution, and it's like the only thing left now. You don't want to do counseling, you don't want kids, y'all gonna have to leave, y'all don't have to break up. Like people saying she should just get him kids and stuff like that. No, if she don't want kids, she don't need to have no kids, and they need to break up, and he need to find somebody who want kids. That's just all it's gonna boil down to. Cause she keeps saying it. Every time we see her, she's saying how she don't want no kids. I said, I don't think she gonna change her mind. You know what's gonna happen? Either she's never gonna change her mind, or it's gonna be she gonna end up pregnant by somebody else, or she gonna want kids by somebody else. But yeah, I was like, they keep on, y'all not listening. She said she don't want kids. Women don't want kids. Y'all gonna have to accept that and leave it alone. Just turn them loose. Let it go. But yeah, who we gonna talk about next? Derek and Shanice. What was they talking about? I think she was still trying to get him to be honest, and he's still lying. They was talking about Ashley. He mentioned something about setting a day and Ashley, giving Ashley some days off. And she was like, oh, I talked about her. I talked with her about this weeks ago. He was like, what? So he had the bright idea to text Jacob and Naomi saying, get to the hospital, basically implying that it was an emergency. So they rush her there. They get there, and Ashley's like, what y'all doing here? So, they all looking for Derek. He come rolling out or whatever, and he corners her. He ends up cornering Ashley. He wants to set a wedding date. She's like, I know doggone well you ain't bring our friends here to try to pressure me into. First of all, she thought it was about his legs. He was like, no change. But Jacob knows that's a lie. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they say this week that two couples supposed to be affected by one person's lie or something like that? Is they talking about Ashley and Derek and Jacob and Naomi? Because the lie would be that he been walking and stuff. Because she's supposed to walk in on him standing up. Because I was trying to think about the other couples, and I can't think of no other couples that, double couples that could be affected. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some more couples. We'll see. But yeah, so Ashley felt some type of way. She was telling him how that was wrong, and Jacob and Naomi was saying how we thought it was an emergency, and Naomi just started going off. Telling him about marriage, and she brought up kids. She tried to be slick with it, but she definitely brought up kids and stuff like that. And Jacob immediately knew she was talking about him. But yeah, that's what Naomi went up. Naomi went up. Naomi went off, and then next thing you know, she ends up leaving. Jacob follows behind her. Ashley and Derek end up talking. Ashley tells Derek there can be no more lies between them, and how everything he's doing is pushing her away. And he brought up, whether or not she wants to get married. She's like, of course I want to marry you. You just said no more lies, and you still lying like it ain't nothing. You still lying like ain't nothing. Somebody said, I love you more than anything. Girl, please. You may love him. I do believe she love and care about him. But I think she want Andre more as of right now. Now, once she realized that Andre... Oh, that's what they said this week. Andre's supposed to open up to Danny about his past. And apparently, it seemed like it's... Based on the spoilers, y'all, it seemed like it's going to be something bad. Something happens to him. Now I don't know what it is, but that's what they saying. I forgot all about that. But yeah, they said he's supposed to open up to Danny about his past or whatever. Um, but yeah, back to these folks. So she's still lying. She just got through telling him no more lies, no more secrets, and all this other stuff. Why she told myself, of course I want to marry you. I love you more than anything. You lying. You liar. Liar, pants on fire. I said, you don't want him. You do not want him. That's why you always inching closer and closer to Andre anytime he near. But yeah, just sitting up here lying, and he know, and he's talking about what he said. He said something when Jacob and Naomi was standing up there, and he just kept on trying to get her to set a date and all this other stuff. And you could tell, I said, you being desperate, you could just go over there and get Shanice at this point. But they said she's supposed to go over there with Ted, so I don't know who Derek gonna have. I don't know who Derek gonna, with at this point. But yeah, they ended up talking about that, and he was just questioning her about whether or not she wanted to get married. She said she do, but we'll see. We'll see down the line. What else? Let's see. Who else I'm forgetting? I think they went back to Orphagene, Jacob and Naomi did. So they was talking or whatever, and I thought they was, finally getting on the right path. Until Jacob suggests couples therapy. And she took it as, oh, he's suggesting that something's wrong with her. He said couples therapy. He ain't said solo therapy. He ain't said individual therapy. He ain't said you need to go by yourself. He said couples therapy. So they could talk to somebody and work this out. And I was like, at this point, just they gonna have to get a divorce. I don't see. Once again, it's not just about cheating, because a lot of people be like, okay, nobody's cheating, so no divorce. No, if y'all want different things, because she mentioned how before they got married, they both agreed no kids. Now he done changed his mind. And people keep saying how Naomi is overreacting because she they thought she was pregnant, she wasn't pregnant or whatever. Now she overreacted, stuff like that. I don't think so. I think they both felt and feel how they feel, and they both gonna have to face it head on. That's why he suggested couples therapy. But I don't think couples therapy is gonna make her change her mind. So divorce, divorce, some type of way Isaiah gonna fit up in this. That's why he over here talking about a golden child this, a golden child that. I said, I feel like they finna set it up for another love triangle or something like that. I don't know, y'all. I might be wrong, but that's the way it's looking. But once again, another couple gonna be getting divorced. Danny and Bill did, Ted and Nicole, now Jacob and Naomi. They gonna have to, because she keeps saying, oh, what did somebody say? What did they say? Somebody said they think that maybe Naomi actually do want kids, but she afraid. Now, when she had that conversation with Danny, I will say, I started to think that maybe it was because of that. Because she said that how she came along and she ruined her mama's life. Because how she was a model and stuff like this. And, she came along. That's when, she ruined her mama's life and she had to stop modeling and stuff like that. But I thought they said that she gave it up for Bill. Didn't Danny say that too? That she gave it up for Bill? Which is technically, I ain't gonna say it's the same thing, but she would be giving it up if she decided to give up her career for Jacob. But yeah, I was thinking that too when she said that to Danny. But then lately she been started saying she don't want kids, so ain't nothing you can do to change her mind. Maybe down the line she decide, okay, you know what? I realized that I had a fear or this and that or whatever. So I also think that it's because people be making it seem like you have to choose one or the other. But nowadays, I see people who have careers and have families, and they still be an active mama and an active daddy. Like, people just make excuses. That's my opinion. I think people just make excuses. I think if you going to make time for whatever, whoever you want to make time for. It's plenty of people who have careers and who a great mama and a great daddy. It's plenty of people who don't have any of that going on, and they still dead. So, I think society needs to stop pushing that narrative. I definitely do. I also think they need to stop pushing the fact if people say they don't want kids, then this is just what y'all gonna have to accept. What the world going on? Yeah, I want to know if they're gonna actually go with that storyline. If they're gonna continue with the storyline, because right now she keeps saying she don't want no kids. I want to see if she actually gonna continue, because there's been a debate on social media for a long time too. How something gotta be wrong with you if you don't want no kids or whatever. Then all these people, okay, this is the end of the review, y'all. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think the last thing was Vernon going in the hotel room. But I was about to say, what was I about to say? It was something. Oh, how it be the people. He mainly, I ain't gonna say mainly. I said 50-50. It'd be a 50-50 out of people. That don't make sense. I'm gonna tell y'all so I don't even remember what I was about to say. I was saying 50-50. Half the people, they be encouraging you to have all these kids be deadbeats themselves in their own way. They be deadbeats. You can't encourage me to have no kids if you ain't even no mama or no daddy to your own kids. How they work? How they work? Man, I just seen a post. I just seen people debating about that. But yeah, I think y'all need to accept if people don't want no doggone kids, then they just don't want no doggone kids. Maybe, hold on, y'all. Let me fix this right fast. But I think that's it, y'all. I'm just rambling right now. That's it. That's all. Maybe tomorrow Bill and them will be back. Cause I think, I know they showed Joy. They showed Vanessa in the preview. And somebody else. I think this is somebody from Joy's past supposed to come. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the night and be safe.